Welcome to my session on object-oriented design and programming. Today, I'm going to cover Module 5. I've divided Module 5 into 3 units: Introduction to Java Applets, Event Handling in Applet, and Strings. In this video, I'll be covering the basics of Java Applets. Now let's see what is an applet. An applet is a Java program that runs in a web browser. It is not a standalone program. That means the execution of applet does not begin in the main function. So there is no main function in an applet. In Java, so far we have been studying standalone programs. Programs whose execution start with main function. So Java applications, standalone applications are written to carry out a particular task and it runs in a specific machine. So its execution starts from a main method. In case of an applet, the execution of an applet does not begin at the main function. The execution is controlled by a different mechanism itself. So in short, an applet is a Java program that runs in a web browser. An applet is a special type of program that is embedded inside a web page to generate dynamic content. An applet can be run on a Java-enabled web browser or in an applet viewer. So you can say that an applet program is nothing but a program which is embedded inside a Java program which is embedded inside a web page. And hence, it can be run inside a Java-enabled web browser or in an applet viewer. An applet viewer is nothing but a tool that is provided by Sun JDK package. So when you install JDK, you get applet viewer tool in it. So an applet viewer is nothing but a tool to run the applet from the console. An applet class is the foundation for applets. So applet is a class, built-in class in Java, which provides all the functions for the execution of an applet. The applet class is present in java.applet package. This package has to be imported in the program. An applet is a Java class that extends java.applet.applet class. So when you want to create an applet programming, you have to create a class which extends the applet class. That means our program must be our class must be the child class of the applet class. Now the created applet program is then embedded inside an HTML page. So we have to write exclusively an HTML code inside which we are going to embed our applet class. So to include an HTML code, we must write an applet tag. So an applet tag is defined for defining the HTML page for an applet. Now this is how the HTML page looks for an applet. So we are going to embed our applet program inside this HTML page. So this is the structure of the HTML code. HTML code begins with an HTML tag and body. The applet code has to be defined in the HTML code. The applet code must contain 3 attributes: code, width, and height. Code represents the class name. My applet.class is the name of the Java class which I have created for applet programming. So the name of the class must be mentioned inside code. Width and the height indicate the width and the height of the web browser in which the output will be shown. Then we'll close the applet tag, body, and HTML. So a Java program will be embedded inside the HTML using the applet tag, which contains 3 attributes: code, width, and height, where code is the name of the Java class. Width and height represent the width and height of the browser in which the applet output will be shown. Now let's see what is the hierarchy of the applet class. An applet class is actually a child class of a panel class. Applet class extends the panel class. Let's see the hierarchy. The supermost class in Java is object class. The component class extends the object class. The container class extends the component class. There's a panel class which extends the container class. Applet class extends the panel class. So applet is a child of a panel class. And JApplet extends applet. JApplet is used in Java Swing programs. So this is the hierarchy of applet. And applet is nothing but a child of a panel class. Let's see the life cycle of an applet. There are 5 stages in the life cycle of an applet. An applet is first initialized, then it is started. The output of the applet is then painted on the body of the applet. It is then stopped. It can be destroyed. So there are 5 stages in the life cycle of an applet. The methods that are used in the life cycle of an applet. There are 5 methods that are used in the life cycle of an applet, and these 5 methods belong to 2 different classes. The 2 different classes that are used in the life cycle of an applet are applet class and the component class. The applet class contains 4 lifecycle methods. The component class contains 1 lifecycle method. The applet class belongs to java.applet package and the component class belongs to java.awt package. The applet class contains 4 lifecycle methods and the component class contains only 1 lifecycle method. So altogether there are 5 methods in the life cycle of an applet. Now let's see what are the methods. What are the 4 methods that are present in the applet class which is used in the life cycle of an applet? There are 4 methods present in the applet class which belong to java.applet package. The methods are init method, start method, stop and destroy method. The init method is called when an applet begins its execution. Init is the first method that is called which is used to initialize the applet, and this method is called only once during the lifetime of an applet. The init method automatically calls the start method. It is automatically called after the init method is executed. It is called by the browser when the applet starts its execution or resumes its execution. That is, it can be called to restart the applet also. The stop method is called to suspend the execution of an applet. It is called when the web browser leaves the applet and goes to another page. Once an applet is stopped, it can be restarted by calling the start method. The 4th method is the destroy method. It is called by the browser just before an applet is terminated. So this will remove the applet completely from the memory. So these are the 4 methods init, start, stop and destroy which are present in the applet class. Now the 5th method which belongs to the life cycle of an applet is the paint method which belongs to component class which is present in java.awt package. The paint method is used to paint the applet. It provides graphics class object that can be used for drawing the different graphical shapes. So paint method is basically used for displaying the output on the screen. It is basically painting the output on the screen. So these are the 5 methods that are used in the life cycle of an applet: init, start, stop, destroy and paint. Let's see what is the order of execution of these methods in the applet. The order of execution is init, start, paint, stop and destroy. The init method is executed, followed by the start method. The start method calls the paint method, and then the stop method is called, and finally the destroy method is called. So the order of execution is init, start, paint, stop and destroy. Now let's see what is the structure of an applet program. So as I said earlier, an applet program is a program that is embedded inside an HTML page. Now, there are two ways of writing an applet program. You can separately write the HTML code and save it in a .html file, or you can write the HTML code in the same Java source file itself. So if you're writing the same HTML code in the same Java source file, then you have to comment the block of HTML code. So in the structure of Applet program, I have written the HTML code in the same Java source file, which is named as my first applet.java. So let's define the HTML code first. The HTML code is defined using the applet tag, which contains three attributes. Applet code is equal to name of my Java class, which is my first applet. Now the width and the height of the browser is also mentioned in the pixels. Width is equal to 300, height is equal to 300, which means that the output will be shown in a web browser which is having a width of 300 pixels and height of 300 pixels. Now the applet code is then closed. Now the entire HTML code is commented using a // // Now let's write the Java code. To write the Java code, in the Java code we need two classes, the applet class and the component class, the graphics class. So we have to import two packages, import java.applet.start so that we get the functionalities of applet class. Import java.awt star so that we can use the paint method that is present in the component class, as well as we can use the graphics class, which is also present in the AWT. Now we'll define the class, public class. Name of the class is my first applet. This name must be same as mentioned in the applet code tag. So in the applet code, we have mentioned it as my first applet.class. The name should be same. So public class my first applet extends applet. So if you want to make your Java program as an applet program, you have to extend the applet class in your Java program. So my first applet is a child of applet class now. So it can use the functionalities of the applet class. Now in an applet, we have 5 functions. We are going to define the 5 functions. Public void init, which is executed first, then followed by public void start, public void stop, which suspends the applet, public void destroy, which terminates the applet, public void paint. Public void paint accepts a parameter which is nothing but the object of graphics class. Paint the object on the applet. It is used for painting the object output on the applet. Now the order of execution, though I have written it as init start stop destroy paint, the order of execution is different. The order of execution is init start stop init start paint stop and destroy. So this is how I write the class. So the structure of applet program is simple. First define the HTML code using the applet tag, comment the block, then write your Java code. When you write your Java code, the class that you have created must extend the applet class. Import the two packages, applet package, AWT package, and inside the class define all the 5 methods. So this is the structure of a basic structure of an applet program. So when you run this applet program, you get the output will be seen in a browser window. So a browser window will be opened here. Nothing is printed on the screen. Though nothing is printed on the screen, you'll get a applet window which is having a width of 300 and height of 300. So to run this program, you can run it using applet viewer also. If you run using applet viewer, the command is just compile the program first, java c my first applet.java. Then if you want to run it, you can run it using applet viewer also, applet viewer space my first applet. Now let's see how to display a message in an applet. There are 2 ways to display message in an applet, one using drawString and one using showStatus. So drawString is a method that is used to display the text in the specified format. So the syntax of drawstring is drawstring string str in text int y. That means drawstring is a method that is present in graphics class, and the drawstring can be invoked using the object of graphics class. So it has three parameters. Whatever string you pass in this method will be displayed on the body of the applet, and the position where the string has to be displayed can also be mentioned. Int x represents the x coordinate and int y represents the y coordinate where the particular string has to be displayed. Now this is one way of displaying a message in an applet using the drawstring method, which is present in the graphics class. So drawstring is basically used for displaying the content in the body of the applet. The second way of displaying a message in an applet is using show status method. Now show status can be directly invoked, and the specialty of show status is it displays the method in the status bar. The bottommost portion of the applet window is known as the status bar, and it is used to display the argument string in the status bar. So you can use the method called as show status, and the method you can pass a string. Whatever string you pass in show status method will be displayed in the status bar, which is at the bottommost portion of the applet. So these are the two methods that are used for displaying the string in an applet. Now this is an example of using how to use drawstring and show status. So as usual, I have defined my HTML code using the applet tag. So applet code is equal to show status demo.class. That is the name of my class. I've given the width as 300 and height as 200. Close the applet tag, and I have commented the entire block of HTML code. I've imported both the packages. You can directly import the package. You can either mention it as import java.applet.star, or you can give it as import java.applet.name of the class, applet. I've imported the graphics class also. Then I've created the class. When I create the class must be public because the output is shown in the web browser. It should be accessible outside the class. So I've made the class as public, and the name of the class is show status demo, which is the name that is mentioned in the applet code. Now my class extends the applet class, and inside the class I've not defined any other method, neither init, start, stop or destroy. That doesn't mean that my class doesn't use those methods. My class uses the default methods that is present in the applet class. The parent class is the applet class, which contains the default init, start and stop, destroy method. So I've only overridden the paint method in my program. So I've created my class show status demo, which extends the applet class, and I've defined the paint method. So inside the paint method, the paint method is used for displaying the output. So it is painting the output on the body of the applet. So public void paint, it accepts the object of graphics class. So graphics G. And now I am going to display hello world in the body of the applet using the drawstring method. So drawstring G.drawstring. Drawstring is a method of graphics class. So we invoke the drawstring method using the object of graphics class G.drawstring. Whatever string you want to display, you can give it in double quotes. Then you can mention the x and y coordinate where the particular string must be displayed in the applet window. So the x coordinate is 50, y coordinate is 75. Now the second way is to display a message in the status bar, bottom of the window. So show status method is used. You don't have to mention it as g.showStatus. Okay, the show status method is directly called, and whatever you give in double quotes will be displayed on the status bar. So this is how you display the message in the body of the applet. So there are two ways. One is drawstring method, or otherwise you can use the show status method. Both has to be called inside the paint method. This is how the output looks. So the width of the applet window was 300 and the height is 200. So the output window, the height is 200 and the width of the applet window is 300. You can see that hello world is printed inside the body of the applet because hello world has been printed using drawstring method. So hello world has been printed at the specified location using drawstring. It is printed inside the body of the applet, whereas greetings is the message that is string that is displayed on the status bar, then that is printed using the show status method. So this is how we display the messages on an applet. Now, how do we display graphics in an applet? So java.awt provides graphics class which contains many methods related to displaying the graphics. Now these are the different methods. One method we have already seen from the graphics class is drawstring method. So drawstring method was used to draw the specified string. So displays the specified string inside the applet. So drawstring method also belongs to graphic class. What are the other methods that are present in the graphics class? So there is an option to draw rectangle. You can draw different type of graphical images like rectangle, oval, line, arc. So there are different functions inside the graphics class. Let's see, if you want to draw a rectangle, then you can call the method called as drawRect. So inside the parameters to draw rect is x coordinate, y coordinate, the width of the rectangle and the height of the rectangle. So x and y indicate the point from where the rectangle has to be started. So drawRect is used for drawing a rectangle and this method belongs to graphics class. Similarly, you have fillRect method. Now the fillRect method is used to display a rectangle which is filled with the default color. Okay, so you'll get a filled solid rectangle which is filled with a particular default color. Whichever is the default color, that color will be filled inside the rectangle. So you will get a filled rectangle if you use fill rect. Similarly, you have draw oval method which is used to draw oval. Fill oval is used to draw a oval which is filled with a default color. So draw line is a method that is used for drawing the line. You just have to mention the two starting point and the end point of the line using x and y coordinates. So starting x and y coordinate has to be mentioned as parameter. Similarly, the end x and y parameter coordinates has to be mentioned as parameters in draw line. Similarly, you can use the draw image method to display an image. Specified image can also be displayed. So draw arc, fill arc, that is used for drawing arc. Similarly, you have set color method which is used to set the color. You can set a specified color as a background or set a specified color in the applet. You can even set a font in the applet using set font. Now this is an example where I am using two methods. One is drawstring method. I'm using the drawstring method from the graphics class. So I have defined the applet code first, and then in the class I have defined inside the class graphic demo class is extending the applet class, and inside the init method I've used the set background method for setting the background of the applet. So if you want to set the background of the applet, use set background color.red. So color is a class present in AWT. So color.red means the background color is now set as red color. If you want, you can set the foreground color also. Set foreground method can be used for setting the foreground color similarly. So setting background color and setting foreground, there is a method for setting the foreground color also. Now similarly in the paint method, I am simply drawing a string welcome at the position 50-50. So when I run this program, I will get an applet window with height 300 and width 300, and welcome will be displayed in the body of the applet where the x coordinate is 50 and y coordinate is 50. Okay, so the screen the x and y coordinate are determined as the leftmost corner in an applet window is 0 pixels. Okay, from the leftmost corner it is 0 pixels. So 50 pixels x coordinate, 50 pixels y coordinate, that particular position, the string welcome will be printed on the screen. Now this is a full program with different graphics methods. In this program, I have used the drawstring method. So you will get welcome at the position 50-50, printed at 50-50. Set color, I've set the color as red. So welcome will be printed in red color. Now I've drawn the line also, I've not changed the color. So I'll get a red line also. Draw rectangle. This will draw a rectangle for me. Again, I've drawn a filled rectangle. That means I'll get a filled rectangle. Then the default color here is red, so I'll get a rectangle in red color. Similarly, I can draw an oval. Then I've set the color to pink. So now the default color has been changed to pink. Now when I invoke fill oval method, it will create an oval for me, which is filled with pink color. So I've drawn an arc also. So in this program, I've used various methods that belong to graphics class, and all these methods must be invoked inside the paint method. So I define my class, extend the applet class in my class, define the paint method. Inside the paint method, using the object of the paint graphics class, I will call the different methods that are present in the graphics class. Next, let's see how to pass parameters in an applet. In an applet, you can pass parameters using the param tag. So the HTML code that you define, in addition to the applet code that you define in the HTML tag, you have to also define the param tag if you want to pass parameters in an applet. So param tag is used to pass parameters in an applet. Now, what are the parameters associated with the param tag? There are two main attributes associated with the param tag, the name and the value. So the name indicates the parameter name, say a variable name, and the value indicates the value of the particular parameter. If the name is A, the value is 10, that means whenever you use the particular parameter, its value will be 10. So param tag is defined in this format. The syntax for param tag is open the angular brackets, param, define the name attribute, name is equal to, you have to give a name for the parameter, space, value is equal to, give some value in double quotes to the particular parameter, close the param tag. Example, param, name is equal to str, double quotes, value is equal to hello. This means that you're passing a parameter str whose value is hello. So whenever you try to access the parameter str, its value will be hello. So this is how you define a param tag, and using the param tag you can pass parameters in an applet. So param tag, inside the param tag you have to define two attributes, the name and the value attribute. Now these are the parameters that are passed in an applet. Now, how can you retrieve this parameter in your Java code? So you can read the values that are passed through the param tag with the getParameter method. So applet has got another method called as getParameter. So this method is present in the applet class, and it is available to you because you are extending the applet class in your program. So getParameter method can be used in your Java code to retrieve the parameter. So getParameter method will return the value of the parameter. So inside the getParameter, you will give the name of the parameter. Okay, so getParameter, inside the parenthesis, you give the name of the parameter. So when you call the getParameter method, it will return the value of the parameter. Now this is an example to show how to pass parameters to an applet. I've defined the HTML code. First, I've defined the applet tag. Applet code is equal to useParam.class. So useParam is the name of my class. Now I've defined the width and the height in the pixels, which is equal to 300 in double quotes. Now I've defined the param tag. So param tag, I will define two attributes. Name is equal to MSG. It's just a variable for that parameter. Okay. So name is equal to MSG. Value is equal to welcome to applet. This means that whenever you try to access MSG, the value will be welcome to applet. So you define the param tag and then you close the applet tag. If you want, you can close the param tag also. Then I have enclosed, I have commented the entire HTML code using /*/. So I have commented the entire HTML code, imported the two required packages, then I will create the class. So public class use param. Use param is the name that is used in the applet code also. So name should be same. Extends applet. Now in public void paint or in public void start also you can retrieve the parameter. Okay. So here what I've done is I am trying to retrieve the parameter and print it on the screen. So I can put it in the paint also. So I have defined only the paint method here, public void paint graphics G, inside which I am retrieving the parameter using the method getParameter. So getParameter, inside getParameter, I have to give the name of the parameter. What is the name of the parameter? MSG is the name of the parameter. So in double quotes, you have to give MSG, which is the name of the parameter. Now getParameter is a method which will return the value of the parameter. So let's store the value in a string variable called as str. So string str is equal to get parameter msg, which means that now str contains welcome to applet because get parameter has returned the value of the parameter it has passed. So get parameter returns the value of msg, which is welcome to applet, which is stored in the variable str. Now if you want to display the value of the parameter on the body of the applet, what you have to do, you have to use the drawString method. So g.drawString str comma 50 comma 50. So str contains the value welcome to applet. So at the position 5050 on the screen, the string welcome to applet will be printed. So welcome to applet will be displayed on the applet. So this is how you pass parameters to an applet. Now if you want, you can also display an image in an applet. So the graphics class provides a method called as drawImage to display the image. So applets are mostly used in games or in animation. So java.awt.graphics class provides a method which is called as drawImage to display the image. Now the syntax of drawImage is drawImage takes 4 parameters: the object of image class, x and y coordinate, then the object of image observer class. So these are the 4 parameters in drawImage. Now the first parameter, how to get the object of image class. To get the object of image class, we can use getImage method of the applet class. So there is a method called as getImage method, which is defined by the applet class. Now this getImage method, the syntax of getImage method is getImage URL u string image. So getImage accepts 2 parameters. One is the URL and the second one is the string name of the image. To get the URL, okay, so to get the URL, there is a method called as getDocumentBase, which is again defined by the applet class. GetDocumentBase is used for getting the URL, which is used inside the getImage method. Now getDocumentBase returns the URL of the document in which the applet is embedded. So basically drawImage is used for drawing the image. So drawImage takes a parameter called as object of image. To get the object of image, we have to use the getImage method, which takes two parameters. One is the URL, the other one is the name of the image. So to get the URL, you use another method called as getDocumentBase. So basically, draw image is used for displaying the image in an applet. Draw image belongs to the graphics class. Get image and get document base belongs to applet class. Let's see an example on how to display an image in an applet. Now you have imported the applet package as well as the AWT package. Now I've defined the class public class display image, which extends applet. Now in the public void init, I'm using the getImage method. Why I'm using getImage method? Because the drawImage method is finally displaying the image which accepts the image object as the first parameter. So I have to first get the image object. So I created image picture, which is the object of the image class. Now from where will I get the image object? Using the getImage method. So getImage method has two parameters, URL and the name of the image. So URL can be got by using the getDocumentBase method. So getImage, getDocumentBase, comma, sono.jpg means I am going to get the object here. So this method will return the image object of sono.jpg. Now this picture will be used inside the drawImage method for displaying. So drawImage has got four parameters, as I said earlier. DrawImage has got four parameters: object of image, in X, the position where the image has to be displayed, X and Y, image observer. So the first parameter, image img. So in our case, it is stored in picture. So the first parameter is picture, because picture is the object of image. And the position XY is mentioned here as 30-30. That is the position where the image will be displayed. And the object of image observer, here it is put as this, because this always refers to the current object. So this is how you use the drawImage method for displaying the image in the body of the applet. So you just have to be aware, you just have to know there is a method called as drawImage in the graphics class, which is used for displaying the image. So now I have almost covered the introduction basics of applet programming. So we have seen what is an applet. So what is the life cycle of an applet? What are the methods present inside the applet? The order of execution? How do you display the content inside the applet? And how do you pass parameters to an applet? Now these are the university questions related to these topics. Define applet, draw the life cycle of an applet, showing the different methods. So you can go through these questions, and if you have any doubts, you can comment to me. Thank you.